morning, a deeply revealing interview that shines new light on the sham election audit in Maricopa County, Arizona. This is currently ground zero for people trying to promote the big lie about the last election. This audit, air quotes, is being driven by the Arizona Senate President Karen Fann, a Republican. She declined a dozen requests for an interview, but CNN's Kyung Law caught up with her in the Senate parking lot.
I don't know what's legit, what isn't legit, but why wouldn't we want to answer those questions?
Because you're questioning democracy.
No, I'm questioning the integrity of the election system.
Which is the backbone of democracy.
That's right. Which means we should have full 100% confidence in our democracy and in our election system.
But you're talking about trying to disprove conspiracies.
If I have to, yes. Why wouldn't we? If somebody says something is out there, I would love to be able to say, that's not true, guys.
Aren't you raising more questions by giving rise to these conspiracy theories?
No. I'm answering questions. Okay, so let me ask you a question. Are you 100% confident that every vote that came in Arizona or any other state, can you say emphatically 100% that no dead people voted, that ballots weren't filled out by other people, that the chain of custody from the minute people voted their ballots, that the chain of custody was accurate and on target the entire time? Can you tell me that?
I can say that what the data shows us is that there was no widespread fraud.
I didn't say there was fraud.
But you just said chain of custody.
Yeah, chain of custody.
Dead people. These things are all fraud.
Well, I've asked you a question. Can you honestly tell me in all the states that no ballots from people that are already deceased were not filled out and sent in?
I can tell you that what the data has shown overwhelmingly is that this was the most secure election in American history.
Okay, but you can't answer that question either, can you?
I'm answering it. I'm telling you that.
No, you're telling me what the data says. I asked.
And
you
the
were
data
asking me
is what we should be driven by.
First of all, when we talk about transparency, from day one, the entire process has been live streaming. So anybody
on OAN, with cameras controlled by OAN.
Are you saying that OAN is not a credible news source? Are you saying that? Okay. I'll remember that. CNN is saying that OAN is not a credible one.
Yes.
Okay. Well, we are paying the $150,000. We are paying for some of the security, and we are paying for the cost of the Coliseum. Well, we're paying for our fair share. Anything over and above that is being covered by others. I do not know who they are, but I know from the get-go there was a lot of grassroots people. I have been told that there are people sending in $10, $50 checks, $100 because they want to see this audit done.
Do you believe this is helping democracy?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Will you do this every election?
It will be a lesson in democracy that we answer people's questions, and I want the people, I don't care if you're in Arizona or any state across the nation, if we have those kind of doubts, we owe it to them to answer their questions. This will be the basis of a gold standard.
What a report by our Kyung Law with all of those questions and catching up with Karen Fann, who's very much behind this bogus audit in Arizona. But I mean, she's like a walking infomercial for conspiracy theory news.
I mean, first of all, Kyung Law for president.
Right?
I mean, right. I mean, I'll chair that committee right now. That was a terrific interview. You know, Karen Fann was like, are you telling me that OAN is incredible? Yeah. Exactly. Karen Fann's argument is intellectually dishonest, and it's one of the oldest dishonest arguments in the books. You know, Bertrand Russell, the British philosopher, called it Russell's teapot. He says, if someone's going to claim that there's a teapot rotating around the sun, it's not my job to prove there's not. If someone's going to make a bogus, ridiculous statement, it's not my job to prove there's not a teapot rotating around the sun. It's hers to present actual real evidence that's the case. I don't have to prove there's not a goblin standing outside the door right now just because some crazy says there's a goblin outside the door. No, there's not. I don't have to go check to see if there's a goblin there just because some crazy makes that claim. It's intellectually dishonest. And you heard her making that case to Kyung there, who Kyung frankly wasn't having it.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, though, I mean, listening to her, and I wonder if you took this away, she seems very convinced of this. Yes, it is intellectually dishonest, but as she is seeing this, it makes complete sense. And there are so many people who support that point of view who are in support of this audit that you're seeing in Arizona, which she also seemed to be previewing as something that will happen again in the future. I mean, how do you project that this is going to be something that happens? It's like you're projecting that you're going to challenge the outcome of every election you don't like.
It's chasing Bigfoot. Prove to me Bigfoot doesn't exist. I don't have to.